Welcome to Bringing the Band Back Together podcast, the podcast for tech nerds behind the scenes. We're talking audio, video, lighting, acoustics, system design, integration, and manufacturing. All the brains and hands that make live shows and permanent installs come to life. Whether you're an engineer, a rigging junkie, a DSP wizard, or just AV curious, this is your lane. I'm on this journey too, and we're learning from the people that are actually doing it. Real stories, real careers, real gear talk. Tap in, geek out, and maybe find your place in this crazy world of pro AV. Hey, Edwin, what's up?
Hey, what's up, man? Honor to be here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If you don't know Edwin Ormeo, this is an introduction to a great man, a man of God, and he's also a teacher, which I don't know if you know the climate of being a teacher these days, but it's not the easiest job in the world, and it's probably the most underpaid job that should have more money.
Oh, absolutely.
I'm sure you can agree with that.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
100%.
So Edwin has gone through the ranks of Teacher of the Year for his school.
Yeah, 2023, 24. Yeah, I was Teacher of the Year. You know, I was really surprised with it. I got actually nominated back in 2017, and I was like 1 point away from being Teacher of the Year back in 2017. But I did get Teacher of the Year and top 5 for the county for school year 23, 24.
That's a great accomplishment, being a teacher, man, because there's such a huge field of them. I mean, there's teachers, hundreds of teachers, right?
Yes. Oh, I mean, I've spoken to a lot of teachers, and this is like they're almost kind of like their life goal. You want to be able to reach that level, and I'm there sitting back. I'm just there because I love being there. You know, I love hanging out with the kids and just, you know.
How do you get nominated for something like that?
It's a collaboration between students and teachers. They have a poll that they send out like email wise, and they write down that they speak highly of whoever teacher. Then at the end of the day, they'll choose about 5 teachers, and they'll actually surprise you. They'll come to your classroom, and you've been nominated, and yeah, then you have some due diligence that you need to do, write some essays. Then at the end of a couple months, then they'll choose the Teacher of the Year.
That's pretty remarkable, man. Quite an accomplishment. It's
Thank you.
definitely something to put on your fireplace if you have one in Florida.
Right, I have a fake one.
You have a fake. So Edwin and I met at a church, and Edwin has his hands in a lot of the field of audio, video, and lighting. I mean, heck, before this episode, we were working on the lighting for the show. If you haven't noticed, it's a lot better. And he's also a videographer, professionally out in town, his own private business with his wife, Joyce. And like I said, a man of God. And what else do you do for the church?
I do a lot of props. I love doing like visual aids for our pastors. If there's special events or like Easter, or if they're looking for some kind of a prop, then anything styrofoam I can pretty much create. I love being able to build things, and for that matter, pretty much.
Nice. And for the church, do you also play bass, right?
Yes. So my main instrument is bass.
Okay.
But I kind of move around. I'm more of a floater player. So if there's a campus that needs a keyboard player, then I'll go there and play keys. Like a couple of campuses, I was there for a couple of years playing keys. If there's another campus that needs a guitar player or a bass player, then I kind of move around.
I have this thing on the show that if you play an instrument like a bass, you got to show us your bass face. Can you show us your bass face?
Oh my God. I don't know. I scrunch my face, Laura. Like, I don't know. I peck on my lip or whatever, something like that. It's funny.
It's quite remarkable that you play so many different roles in school, beyond teaching kids photography and media. Is there anything else, any other type of deeper connection you have with your students?
Yeah, I'm actually more on the graduated students, so I keep up with my kids. You know, I love seeing the successes they have. And actually, in fact, I think we last time we spoke, one of my students, I'm almost kind of jealous of what she does. She graduated through my photography program. Now she works for David Beckham as
Wow.
a photo coordinator. So yeah, it's amazing. And one girl that we kind of shared, you know, I mean, I don't want to drop any names, but I think she's helping out Drake. Yeah, she's like a social media for Drake. So it's amazing what these kids go and do and be successful and stuff like that. So I love keeping up with my kids.
Could you tell us more about the significance of CTE program in schools and what does that mean?
So a lot of people don't know what CTE stands for. It's basically it's career and technical education. So basically, the school system kind of understand and realizes that not everybody, I can't say designed to go to college or university, but um not everybody, depending on their situation, it could be financial, um maybe they probably didn't make a grade to go to college or university. So what the school system did, they brought college or vocational classes down to the high school level, because some of these kids, they need to hit the workforce right after high school. So we made a vehicle, basically we call it, for the kids to be able to learn things vocationally in high school. So even if they're waiting for a college acceptance or they just want to hit the workforce right away, then they can start working. So we offer welding, we offer automotive, we got aerospace. Definitely on my side is the media. I do TV production um and photography. We've got fashion, we've got nursing. Kids actually graduate high school with a CNA, certification. So even with mine, I get my kids certified in Adobe.
I think that's really important in today's society for kids to have that.
Oh, absolutely.
We, growing up, we didn't have that in schools.
Hmm.
I went through my whole 20s not really 100% sure of what I wanted to do.
Hmm.
Obviously, I finally landed in that, and this is what I'm doing: audio, video, and lighting to I don't know to any multiple different degrees of it.
Hmm.
Um, and I find that these people are more. How would you tailor someone, a student, more from being a consumer to contributor? Do you think you're doing that with this program?
I mean, I think by nature we're all consumers,
Right.
but the way we cater these kids towards that, we try to help them be smarter consumers.
Hmm.
Basically, they're able to not only contribute, to the society, but at the same time, I mean, it kind of goes hand in hand anyway. You become a contributor, and at the same time, you're loving all these things that are being presented to us, especially technology. We've got so many things that are being updated, being added. So we basically turn that consumer idea to becoming a smarter consumer. So it kind of helps both. If I'm a business owner, I would definitely need consumers, for me to move up, but at the same time, help them out. Yeah.
Right, and there's different contexts of the word consumer.
Yeah.
I'm not necessarily speaking of consumers as in
As
like
in
purchasing
purchasing
things,
things.
but
Yeah.
the difference between a consumer and a contributor is, do you participate in something or do you
Hmm.
just sit
It
there
could be a
and
service.
benefit from it?
Oh yeah,
And
absolutely.
if you're, like you were saying, like if a family or you need to get out in the workforce right away,
Hmm.
obviously going to college is not your solution if you have to provide your own rent. And so I think this is a great vehicle for kids to be able
Oh yeah,
to
absolutely.
actually have a job on the outside as soon as they get out of high school.
Hmm.
And then, which is what I had to do anyway. I joined the
Oh yeah, for
military,
sure.
so I
Yeah.
had to get a job. It was more like started a career that I ended halfway through.
Hmm.
But here I am on the flip side of that, doing exactly what I love doing.
Oh, absolutely.
But I didn't have that. The resources weren't there really for us when we are graduating high school.
Right. Yeah. So we start them off from basics all the way to actually helping them out write their resumes, putting
Does
it
every
together.
school in the high school in the district or the
So Clay County does. I believe for Duval, they may call it magnet schools. Because if they specialize in computers or media, and I think some schools do have it, but we do call it CTE. I'm not too familiar if Duval has the same program, but all throughout Clay County, we do have it in.
about when did this start in public schools, would you say?
Wow. So I've been in this, I've been a teacher now going on 11 years.
Okay.
So ever since I started and talking at 2014, and academies has always already been there. So I think, I don't know, I'm just going to assume.
I mean, we're so far out of high school.
Yeah, I know. No, for sure.
We didn't even
Maybe
have
more than
computers.
15 years
We
ago.
barely even had computers, man.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, for sure.
Computer lab, what?
Yeah. Yeah,
More
so
like
they call my class.
ceramics.
Yeah, so they call my classroom a lab.
A lab. Well, it
Yeah.
is, yeah.
Yeah, because it's all computers. Yeah, I don't know. I don't have the actual year when it started, but I know when I started in 2014, the academies had already been there.
The year's not that important. So it's
No,
been in place for quite some time.
but for quite some time. Yeah.
But we talked into the episode about consumers and contributors,
Mhm.
and you were definitely a contributor to society more than the average person.
Okay. Yeah.
I see teachers as being a very huge contributor to society, not just society alone, but our individual kids. Um, you're a gateway to the outside and helping these kids. And obviously, they're going to make mistakes, and especially where there's not really a mother father presence or parents, right?
Yeah, I agree.
So that's usually the case where they got to get out on the street right away, right?
Right. Yeah, and not every kid that acts out in class, in the classroom, that always somebody, the veteran teachers, kind of, in their head kind of label him, oh, he's a bad kid, bad student. But, you got to dig deeper into what's really going on with that person. And then you find out that, he lacks that father figure. Then that's when, as teachers, we step in, because literally, if I have your child for like 4 years, I've probably seen your child more than, more than some of these parents. So
What is it about you that makes you the cool teacher, the one to go to, the one that they can trust?
I don't know.
I mean,
I just
obviously, you're a great guy. I can definitely attest
yeah.
to that, and you have a huge heart, and you care. Would you say that's probably about it?
Yeah, yeah. It's all about relationships.
Right.
All different levels of relationship. So, and there's two things. You can make the student move by yelling at him, "Hey, do your work," and all the kind of things, or have a relationship with that student, and they'll do beyond what you ask for, because they're there to please you.
I think they have your trust.
Yes,
Or
definitely,
you trust
100%.
them, they trust you,
Right, and respect.
and respect
Yeah.
matters.
Oh, absolutely.
Could you tell us about you said you were outside photographer.
Yes.
I guess that would assume that you're also a videographer.
Yes.
And you have family. Your son's a really well accomplished videographer.
Yeah, he is. So, I mean, I've worked in a corporate world
Shout out
for a
to
long
Ethan.
time. Yeah, yeah. You should check out his stuff that he's doing.
Oh yeah,
Yeah, it's amazing.
yeah.
But yeah. So I've worn many hats throughout the years. I've managed big companies in hotels and apartment complex. I've been in financial, but on the side, just to kind of clear my head, I picked up photography, and it become almost kind of secondary hobby for me, and later on turned into a business for us. And it worked out. It worked out really well. So I still do photography, less than I used to, because I teach now. But at the same time, I still enjoy doing photography and videography, really.
I've recently gotten into it too. It's kind of just like I call it my fourth job.
Yeah.
But I've actually gotten a job and already did 2 commercial spots for a paver company in
Nice.
Jacksonville,
Okay.
Florida, or in Orange Park. Shout out to OP Pavers, Orange Park
Okay.
Pavers. And it was just something I kind of stumbled on, like yours too.
Yeah.
So I haven't had my first. I almost had my first paid photography gig, but
Hey.
the good thing about it being a secondary, or I guess what is beyond tertiary, quadritary, I
Yeah.
don't know,
Right. Side gig.
job, is that you can pick and choose what you want to work on. And so there was one project where I felt it was a little unethical,
Mm.
involving dog breeding. And so I passed on it. But I'm always looking for that opportunity,
Yeah.
but it has to be something that I'm
Right.
into. Yeah.
Yeah. I've done it so long. I've been around so long. I don't even give out business cards anymore. The medium now. Hey, do you have Instagram? Do you have? So they look into your work through there to social media, and they message me like literally 99% of the time. I'm getting message on my social media.
That's right. And even this podcast has an Instagram page. It's kind of like your portfolio these
Mm-hmm.
days,
Oh yeah.
especially in our business of videography. And, the great thing about video these days is that it's even going to the point of where it's becoming in shopping. So, for
Mm.
example, uh, you can go on Amazon and look at someone with a black shirt on, and you can see a video of them turn around. You can see how the shirt fits. You can also see them wearing a different color just by
Yeah.
clicking the button. So the amazing thing about it is like, man, that's sold, done deal, consumer,
Yeah.
taken.
Right, right. Man, remember back in the day, like they tell you, don't give any information on social media, no
Oh
phone
yeah,
numbers, no emails, nothing. Now yeah, people
yeah.
leverage
Now
it.
you got people hacking you, and it just
Oh
makes
yeah,
room for more people to take advantage of those that are innocent and don't know.
yeah,
But hey, just since we're on that topic, if somebody is trying to uh, urgently trying to get you to do something, it's probably not right.
N- yeah.
Yeah,
That's true.
yeah.
Yeah,
So,
man, I've
public
been
service
hacked like three
announcement.
times already.
You've been hacked? How have you
Yes,
been hacked?
through email. Yeah,
What'd they do? What'd they
they
get
use my
access to?
email.
Oh, they
Uh,
used your email.
Yeah, they use my email. They act like their friends. They act like your family member sometimes. Hey, I'm in deep trouble. Can you pay not PayPal? People people still use PayPal.
Yeah, PayPal's
Yeah,
still a thing. Yeah,
yeah. They please Venmo me, whatever. I'm really in. But come to find out, they're not even. You know.
that's unfortunate.
Yeah, I know.
Could we go into more of your musical talents?
Oh, yeah.
You mentioned that you kind of float around
Yeah,
and
I
that
do.
bass is your number one thing. But
Right. Yeah.
how did you start music? Weren't you almost a movie star?
I was. I tried. I
She's so
tried.
modest.
Dude, I tried. So so dated generationally, I came from a musical family. So my family, the Ormeo family it's whether you're a preacher or you're in music ministry pretty much. So kind of got involved with that. Got involved with with the groups and singing groups and acting groups and whatnot. So when we all decided to go to the States, that's what I wanted to do. So I took theater arts in college.
So you weren't born in the United States.
No,
You're born in the Philippines, I take
I
it.
was born in the Philippines.
So here we.
We my dad actually processed the whole thing. So kind of miss the guy. He's already he passed like 6 7 years ago, but yeah, my dad did everything for us as far as the process is concerned. So a church in California called him to be the pastor,
Wow.
and they processed the petition that comes along with the family and whatnot. So yeah, so we went the legal route. So it's land of opportunities. It's possible as long as you follow the law.
Yes.
Yeah.
And you've had a remarkable career that's still not over. I mean,
Yeah.
we still got a lot in us. And
Oh, I know. I know. We're about the same age, right?
yeah,
I think. Yeah.
yeah. I think we're
So
probably the same age.
yeah. So
53.
54,
Oh,
actually, a
wow.
year
Okay.
older.
All right, Grandpa.
Yeah. I mean, my back and my joints, doesn't agree with me because you hear crackling, popping, and snapping, when you get out of bed. But once I'm up, it's like, what can I do today? I don't like sitting around.
That's why I try to keep the podcast below 30 minutes
Yeah.
so we can actually get up afterwards.
Yes, there we go.
I'm just
Ibuprofen is my buddy.
kidding. You got to watch it, though, because that higher your blood pressure.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
So I'm
Anyway,
trying,
old man talk. But
right?
could you give us some future aspirations? Do you have any goals that you'd like to accomplish or
Oh,
more impact on the city?
I've got, like you said, we still got a lot of stuff to offer. So never stop learning. Always be assertive, not aggressive. There's a difference between being assertive and being aggressive. Because every day we wake up, God gives us the breath. Every time that you're able to wake up, that's already a blessing. So I just, yeah, never stop learning. I love doing different things, and I may be undiagnosed ADD, but I'm always into something.
Well, being a creative is just that. A contributor is someone that creates, and a
I
consumer
agree.
doesn't. Not to be stuck on the consumer contributor train, but
Hmm.
this podcast um, is generated towards showing those that contribute to society. And I would definitely say that Edwin is that exact definition. If we had it in the dictionary, he'd be one example of not only does he contribute to the education of children, but the future enhancement of their life. And I can tell you, as a creative myself, that it is an emotional release like you would never imagine if you're not a creative. You may be able to make a cake or something like that and be accomplished by that.
Hmm.
Uh, you can do lots of things in life and feel that way, but to be creative, to create something out of nothing, is pretty remarkable. And to teach it to others is is gold, man. I mean,
Yeah,
you,
that's
you
that's
you
always
learn it
been
from the
my
best,
goal.
and they'll always remember you
Oh yeah, absolutely. That's always been my goal. Is I can't, because one day we're not going to be here. You know,
one day.
one day. Then, but the stuff that you've contributed, the stuff that you've helped people out, and they can tell story after story that, like, oh my gosh, remember Jeff?
You know what that's called? That's called creating a legacy, and that's something that we're
I was
both
thinking,
doing. Is creating a legacy.
yeah, absolutely.
This podcast, as long as YouTube is up, will forever be there. My
Hmm.
kids and his grandchildren, my great great grandchildren that I'll probably never meet, uh, will all be able to see this, and it's
Oh,
pretty remarkable.
absolutely. Yeah.
So, hey, if you have any comments or if you have some type of contributor in your life or in your community that you want to highlight, please reach out to me. We're more than open to interviewing that person and delving into their life and what makes them strong and what makes them a contributor to today's society. I'd like to thank Edwin Ormeo for your time.
Thank you.
This is
Yeah.
actually a reshoot because this is a technical journey of mine. And as you can probably tell, we have better lighting,
You're
like I said, mentioned earlier. So thank you.
welcome.
If you haven't liked, comments, or shared, please do so. Please subscribe. That helps me out. It gives me, believe it or not, it gives me more motivation to do more of these videos than you can ever imagine. And did you have anything lasting to say, my brother?
No, I mean, at the end of the day, yeah, we do work for somebody, but our ultimate boss is God.
Can we do one last thing? Since we obviously have the same glasses, let's power on and take some video of each other just to be weird. All
Hey,
right.
there you go. Oop.
So it just takes a minute.
It does.